Thanks for sharing. Thanks for sharing. Uh, Thank you. God is able always. Thank you, Ken Eze. Thank you, Felicia. Thank you, Lani Group. Thank you, Innocent DBS 660. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everyone that's joined. Okay. 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 Thank you, everyone. Thank you to everyone that's joined. I really appreciate you guys. Don't take whatever don't take you for granted. You could be anywhere across the world doing different parts of different things, but you always make it a duty to be here at all times. So highly much appreciated. Thank you, Pastor Emmanuel, Atta, Deborah. Thank you, Richmond. Thank you, Glyco, and as many that keep joining. Thank you, Sheda, Shay, and as many that join on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Please. Thank you to all our TikTok families, over 45,000, YouTube about 1,000, Facebook over 7,000, Instagram close to 10,000. Thank you. This is every Sunday, 7 p.m. UK time. You're all welcome once more. Please, before we go straight in, if you long press on the screen, you will, on TikTok, you can be able to share this stream to more people so that they can be a part of it. Please, if you tap on the screen, like that, you'll see that's to show that you appreciate what we're doing. Then it helps the algorithm to recommend this live stream to more people. So if you're not aware, I have a free ebook. It's called Roadmap to Financial Freedom. Roadmap to Financial Freedom. So you want to check that out. I also have a paid ebook, which is Idea to Shortlet Business. Peter Talks is good to be here. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Peter Talks 8047. Thank you very much, sir. Yes, so Richmond, Tony Chooks 110, Amal, No, Connor, as many of you that joined, God bless you. Thanks for joining. Yeah, please, Caleb 001. Yes, keep tapping on the screen. So yes, if you want to have a free 10 minutes consultation with me, maybe about your business or personal guidance, please send us a DM. Or there's a link on my bio. With that link, you can find the free ebook, the paid ebook, and there's a link for the 10 minutes free consultation. So if you want to join our community, on the flyers, you always see a QR code. That will take you to my WhatsApp channel, and from there, you send us a DM, or you can send a DM on any of the platforms you're watching on. Thank you, Atil Hassan. Thank you, Richmond. Thank you to as many of you. So this live stream is sponsored by The Hair You Love, by D610 Homes, and by Love Family Podcast. Please do well to check them out. And do well to check them out and patronize one or two things that they do. So yes, the whole idea why I do what I do, the whole idea why I do what I do every Sunday 7 p.m. UK time is to stir up a dissatisfaction in your spirit man. It's to stir up a dissatisfaction in your spirit man. To awaken that sleeping giant, to awaken those things that could be, that have not yet become, that have not yet become, So that's the whole idea, to wake those things up. The whole idea is that after 1 hour of overtime, you watched these streams, week in, week out, month in, month out, is to stir up what's it called? To stir up that, to cause a stir in your spirit, to make it. And if it doesn't, You need to check yourself. This is what I say. The Bible makes us understand in Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 7. It says, I've seen servants on horses. I've seen servants on horses, while princes walk on ground like servants. So people, where people ought to be, they're not in that place. And where they ought not to be, that's where they are. That's not God's desire for each and every one of us, including me and including you. So you need to be your rightful place. So live streams like this or a program like this I do every Sunday is to stir those things up, to provoke you, so that you can start taking the right steps towards God's plan and purposes for your life. You know. So today's topic, like you have seen advertised, is called load shedding. Load shedding, letting go to launch higher. Load shedding, letting go to launch higher. Load shedding, letting go to launch higher. So rockets don't rise by adding weight; they rise by shedding it. You know, growth requires letting go before you level up. So if you see a rocket as it's going up on the air, I'm going to explain a little bit about it. It drops some things to be able to get there. What you tolerate today may limit how high you go tomorrow. Well, Bishop always says things like, "What you don't want to tolerate, don't nurse it." You know. So old habits, believe the relationships can be dead weight. Load shedding isn't loss; it's preparation for a launch. That makes us understand in Hebrews chapter 12, verse 1. It says, let us lay aside. It's just a simple something. If this is the load, let us lay it aside. Let's put it to the side. Lay aside every weight. That's one. And also the sin, which so easily entangles. You know, I wish I had something. I don't know how actually back in the days, you see like so many chargers. It's entangled. I wish there's something I can show you guys. Entangled, you know, something to be entangled. The word entangle means anything that wraps around you or wraps around you, slows you down, and restricts you from movement. That's what the word entangle. Weight slows one down. Weight wraps the person around. Weight restricts the person from movement. And talks about sin can also do that. Weight can also do that. So we're going to have more conversation. Even if it doesn't look simple, some things don't look simple. They don't look just a small something. You know, you might not go to church. You might not believe in the Bible. You might not. Sorry, guys. You might not believe in the Bible. You might not read the Bible or whatever it is. You know, but it doesn't take away the fact that people are entangled with a lot of weights and all that. In context, entanglements are habits, relationship mindsets, and comforts that quietly reduce speed and momentum. That's why Christ is calling us to lay aside, just like I just said, take that thing, put it to the side, because you can't run fast or rise higher while entangled. Nobody does that. You know, nobody does that. I think I remember those back in the days when you have a pigeon or something or a bird in your compound. Sometimes, because the bird is the chicken or so or the hen, they're walking around. At some point, I don't know how many of you have encountered it. You see that thread or so will entangle the chicken's leg. Chicken trying to walk, and there's something just stalling the movement. Until if you spot it, you bring the chicken, take a scissors or something, a knife, and help to cut out those threads. And you see the chicken so excited and start running around. That's what a lot of things do to us, entangle us from going to achieving our potentials or to making the most of our destiny or different things that we ought to have attained in life. So just to take us further, we're going to have a definition of the word load shedding. Load shedding. The word load shedding is the intentional release of what once served you, but no longer supports your future. So once upon a time, that thing served you. In other words, you're okay with it, but now it no longer supports your future. In other words, it doesn't align with where you're going to. It's time to intentionally release that thing and let it go. It is the process of lightening up your life so purpose can move freely. Lightening up, unbundling your life. The process of I'm telling yourself what needs to go. You know, in 2026 or in January, what are the things that need to go so that I can make the most of this year? What are those things? Lightening up. Remember, we used the analogy of the rocket. Lightening up your life so purpose can move freely. It separates what is useful from what is weight. A lot of people don't know what is useful from what is weight. It separates it. That's what load shedding does. Load shedding creates room for Christ's next instruction. A lot of people see. I'm so grateful to God that, with all due respect to my colleagues, some of the people that they know themselves that were made pastors, I was supposed to be as well, but I'm happy that I somehow I didn't come that day, for one reason or the other. And I'm grateful to God I didn't come. So my dream and my prayer to God, or the things I believe God has led to me to, is to prove to people how to be a wealthy businessman and still be fervent for Jesus Christ. We're not talking about being religious. No, we're talking about applying the principles of Scripture in whatever you do, and that life of Christ reflecting in your own life. When you see people like Cosmos Maduka, when you see there's so many wealthy billionaires, Christians across the world, they're not pastors. When you take away some load, you are sensitive to what Christ is saying part time, what the Holy Spirit is telling you. We're not here. We're not discussing church here. We're talking about this being what the word Christian, when it was first spotted in the Bible, it was said that they were Christ-like. So it's not about religion. It's about a way of life. Sorry, the way of life. Sorry, not a way. The way of life. The only way. So when you load shed, it gives you room to hear God's next instruction. Another definition of load shed is what? You don't rise because you are gifted. You rise because you are unburdening. These things are burdens. They are weighing you. We're going to discuss them more. So as we discuss them, we understand it better. The way you are unburdening them, when you are removing, for you to rise, you need to what? Unburden. And as you unburden, your life becomes better, becomes more refined. You make more progress. So I like us to define the word letting go to launch higher. It's a bit similar to load shedding, boys. For avoidance of doubt, let us have that understanding of what it is. Letting go to launch higher is the intentional release of outdated habits, roles, or commitments that limit progress. So I always say to people, I'm not just here to talk head knowledge or things I got from books. So these are things that by the grace of God, either God's work is still helping me out with these things I'm teaching, or I've already overcome them. So when we talk about letting go, or load shedding, God has helped me by so many ways to let go of so many things, and it has given me a lot of progress in life. So, and one of them is the spirit of unforgiveness. Some of our people, some of you right now, as you're talking to me, you find it very difficult to forgive people. We're going to talk more about it. We'll just bear that in mind. Find it very difficult to forgive people. So letting go to launch higher is a profound thing to do in life. It means choosing further future growth over what? Familiar comfort. Choosing future growth over what? Familiar comfort. It separates what is necessary from what is excess. A lot of people have excess baggage in their life, excess luggage. So letting go means to separate excess. What is excess? You need to check and ask yourself questions. Do I need this? Do I not need this? Thank you, Menchi, for joining. Thank you, Sniper. Thank you, Richmond. Thank you, Style Shifi. All of you. Thank you. So, letting go reduces drag or improve. So, letting go reduces drag and improves focus and efficiency. Focus and efficiency. You don't move higher levels by holding everything. You can't do that. You rise by carrying only what supports your direction. So it's important that we have this understanding. When we have this understanding, it helps us. There's so many things that can be achieved this year. This year has 365 days or 366 days, I don't know. But there's a lot of opportunity that this year can present, that can give to each and every one of us. This conversation today is to open our minds that we need to let go of so many things. We need to take away so many loads so that you can make the most of this year. This year, people are going to be billionaires. This year, people are going to be millionaires. This year, people are going to be homeowners. This year, people are going to be owners of businesses. This year, people are going to buy more businesses. This year, people are going to go to one level also in their career, in their business, whatever they're doing. So what do you want? You understand? Are you just going to stand and watch by? Are you going to carry the old baggage and refuse to do nothing? Are you just going to sit down there and be doing the same thing and expecting a different result? It's not going to work. So we're going to have a conversation now quickly about how a rocket takes off. You can go on YouTube and type it, rockets taking off, and have an understanding. If possible, try and see if you can watch how the rocket makes its way up to its destination. You better understand it. But I'm just going to give us a quick recap about it, and hoping that we're going to use the some of the things, the tips for how the rocket takes off to have a conversation. So first thing that the rocket does is it's launch prep. It prepares its launch. A rocket starts on the launch pad with all its fuel. It starts with all its fuel, boosters and cargo. At that point, it's very heavy. It's very, very heavy at that point. So you see all the fire comes in, everything. Then number two is that it ignites. They say 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Once you just say one, you just say, wow, the engine starts, or everything begins to, what do you call it? It creates a thrust and overcomes gravity at first. And rocket moves slowly. And it keeps moving slowly because of the total weight it's carrying. Then the next thing that it does is that what? The stage separation. When it has taken off and it says one, it just takes off. And it starts going up in space or wherever it's going to. At a certain stage, as rocket climbs, it jettisons fuel tanks, and boosters. They are no longer needed. At some point, those fuel tanks and those boosters are no longer needed. What happens? Those things are not needed. They will do what? They fall off. I need you guys to understand. You need to go and watch how a rocket takes off or how a rocket goes into space. It's what? Those things that were needed before were no more needed. They fall off. And it becomes what? Lighter. And because we're faster, because shedding those weights make the rocket what? Lighter. So the engine can accelerate faster towards space. The next thing that it does is that what? It reaches where? Either orbit or the target, wherever it was planned to go. With the extra weight gone, remember, it didn't go with baggage. The rocket can reach higher altitudes and speed, achieving its mission. We can learn from it. We can learn from that thing. So a rocket can't reach its full potential while carrying everything it started with. So to rise higher, we must let go of what is no longer useful. Just like in life, you sometimes need to shed old habits, distractions, and responsibilities to achieve your next levels. And I hope I'll learn a thing or two. So we're going to move on. As it says here, what are the kind of things that people refuse to shed? What are the kind of load? Thank you, Fama. What are the kind of load that people refuse to shed? What are the kind of load? So in our work or career or business, some people have a lot of toxic relationship at work. They're staying in unproductive teams or partnership. It's one of the things a lot of people, you can see that this thing is not helping you. Toxic work relationship, or toxic manner. There's some people, when you see the way they talk to the people that work for them, very condescending, very demeaning, very, no atom of respect for those people. As to say, if those people are not there, they can get the job executed, And some people, you're not the boss, you're not anything, but the way you talk, the way you carry yourself, there's a lot of work you need to do on each other. I'm sure as I'm talking, you guys can relate with it. Another thing is outdated strategies and methods in business or in career. Holding on to approaches that no longer work. Holding on to approaches that no longer work. You come to some places, I don't want to deep dive into these things, but I'm sure you guys understand it. Outdated strategies. You keep doing the same thing in your career or your business, and it's not yielding result, but you still insist you want to keep doing it. You understand? It's not going to give you any result. Excessive commitment. There are people that can never say no. And one of the words I learned coming to this part of the world is how to say no. No. N-O, no. We're going to have a conversation about it one day. The word no. N-O, no. That's one of the things that can help you in life. How to say no. They give you, if you're at work, they call you, today, can you help me get this thing done? Okay, that's fine. The other person call, Kelvin, can you help me get this thing done? That's fine. Another person going, can you help me get this thing done? That's fine. because you say yes to everything. Spending energy, you spend your energy, of course, and you don't want to offend everybody. The word no should be your number one word in the year 2026. Ability to say no to your children, ability to say no to your spouse, ability to say no to your parents with all due respect. Say no to your parents, say no to your siblings, to say no to friends, to say no. You have a book to read, you have things planned out to do. Then somebody calls you, oh, what's up? Wow, where are you? So fine. Come, let's go have a drink or let's go have something. And you already had things planned out. What you do, you say, you guys should move on. I'll catch up with you later. I just have to sort some things out. But because you cannot say no, you pack up all the things that you're supposed to do and just start following along. There's what is called, I think when I was in Enugu, the police, I always tell this to my teenagers, the police caught, arrested me and one of my friends, Cesar Chukwu, if he's watching. So we were walking at night and going back to where we stay. And the police arrested us, people trying to rip people off. And when we got to the police station, the charge they gave us was aimless wandering and bearing nothing in mind. I don't forget that. I never knew the charge like that existed. Aimless wandering and bearing nothing in mind. And yes, they extorted us or whatever it is. We get in the morning and went away the next day or so. But I learned something from that charge. It says aimless wandering and bearing nothing in mind. A lot of people are walking aimlessly, and a lot of people bear nothing in mind. That's why gossip and all those things easily catch their attention. So it's important that we have a plan. When you don't have anything in mind, somebody can call you and change the direction of your day. Meet me so place. Understand me? Or come, let's go to so place. If you have something planned out, even if you go to see the person out of honor or respect, at some point when you stay there for 30 minutes, 1 hour, say, I think I really have to go now. I'm going to have to catch up with you next time because I have something planned out. So 2026, you must do things differently. Otherwise, you're going to waste your time. You're going to waste your resources. You're going to waste so many things. Another thing that people don't want to let go is fear of delegation and micromanaging. Some people want to do everything themselves. They want to do everything themselves. One thing I learned from Joe, when you say something that I prefer to delegate things to people so that they make mistake when I'm alive, not when I'm gone. They've made a mistake and I'm not there to put them in the right direction. So we need to, this year 2026, you need to learn to delegate some things to people and watch them do that thing. You refuse to let others contribute. It's something that a lot of us need to learn to do. Another thing is what people don't let go is old beliefs about money and risk, fear of investing or trying new opportunities. We'll discuss that a lot. If you watch this page, you always know that we always talk about that. Some people don't want to, they're so scared. They like to look at the money inside their bank account. It gives them joy, but they don't want to invest it. That is not good use of money. And if you look at the parable of the talent, that's exactly what you're practicing. Not being able to put money. The other day, 2-3 days ago, me and my wife were watching a podcast. It says what to do with 10 million, how to double 10 million naira. We just have watching it. Now people will just sit down there. Before you know it, that 10 million naira or that 10,000 pounds will turn to 9,000. Before you know it, will turn to 8,000. Before you know it, it's gone. It's gone. So you need to improve your knowledge and your skills. So when resources come to your hand, you know how to put it into good use. So past failures, some people like to, something did not work, carry the shame and regret of past failures. They keep holding on to it. It's a problem. Some people don't like to network. They want to just stay on their own. They want to meet new people. They stick to old zones. Even when people come to party, they'll be pressing their phone. When the person that God's going to use to answer their prayer sitting down beside them, they're pressing their phone. That phone you're pressing at home. Why do you come to a party? There's one thing I learned while working for some guys in Enugu back in the days when I was in university. It was under the Ministry of Arts and Culture. Some guys were organizing a beauty pageant and working with them. One of the ways that these guys our job then was to look for people that will help us sponsor our programs. And these guys, I don't know where they are. God bless their soul. I learned a lot from them. The guys said that we have to find these people that we're looking for, like the bank MDs or the bank CEOs or the owner of this one. We need to look for where they spend their social time. So after work, we need to find the garden or the joint where they go to, and we go there and spend some time there. By spending some time there, we're able to when you meet people on social grounds, they let their guards down and they give attention. They give you the attention that you need. So we either met them in wherever they did their social, either they had where they hang out, maybe their clubs, maybe where they play the tennis club or whatever, or we go to church, the church they go to, we attend that church. These are the things we did there, and even more. If we can go to the whatever we need to do. So what I'm saying, you need to go out of your way to build relationship. If you are the only goldfish in your circle, there's a problem. If you're the only goldfish in your circle, there's a problem. You need to ask yourself, I always say it and I won't keep saying it. If the people around you in 6 months have not added value to you, have not challenged you, the best thing you have not come out in 6 months, you need to get rid of them. I'm not saying that you get rid of them, I say sweep them away. Oh, no. Just know that these people, I always say, not everybody's your friend. A lot of people are acquaintances. Don't call people friend just for the sake of friend, except you want to call them just to make them happy or not to offend them. But the word, somebody being your friend. You know that even the Bible says that there's a friend that sticks closer than a brother. That's to show you how profound friendship is. Don't just say friend. There's some people that, because of their friendship, even when they are gone, their generation next them continue the relationship. That's how friendship is. Very powerful. Not everybody's your friend. It's not a crime. So if that friend is not adding value to you, 6 months, is not telling you anything that's going to make you progress, and vice versa, because you can't give what you don't have. Understand? You can't just be only taking. No, you have to do the same thing. You need to get rid of them. You need to challenge yourself, build new networks, so that you can meet more people that will consistently challenge you to bring the best out of you. It's very, very important. 2026, we must do things differently. Some people overwork without results. Habits that burn energy but yield little or nothing. They overwork themselves. You own a business, you go work. It's one of my mentees. I told him, this business you want to set up, you need to from day one get somebody to start working with you, so that you can have the breathing space to do other things. There's another one of my mentees as well. I said to him, stop driving the vehicles, get drivers to drive the vehicle. You be the one to get the jobs. When you get the job, assign the job to the drivers. You get it? And when he did that, he said, his business is going great. I said, yes, because it gives you room to venture more things. But when you're the one driving, you cannot explore more opportunities. So those are the things. When you overwork yourself, habits that burn your energy, they deplete the energy, and you can't make progress. So in personal life, a lot of people, limiting habits, procrastination. I learned from Pastor Paul Enenche, he says that procrastination is the thief of time. Overthinking. Sometimes, once I just see Abraham, wake up, sacrifice your son, next day is gone. Abraham, do this, next day is gone. I've learned that from Jeremiah. The thing to act on something, to act on it. A lot of people are indecisive, take too long a time to make a decision. What is it? Failure is part of success. If you do something and you don't get it, that's part of it, you learn. But you think, you think 6 months have passed. You're still thinking, 1 year has passed. You're still thinking. I was having a conversation with a friend, I think it was yesterday, and we're just discussing. And I said to her that our conversation prompted something to remind me of some of the things that Bishop Abia used to say. Bishop said that if God reveals a vision to you and you do nothing about it, sooner or later you see somebody else doing that same thing. I'm like, I'm gone. This is what I wanted to do. There's one of my guys too. He said the same thing to me, that he saw somebody doing. He came to give a company a revelation. It happened that that company really had a revelation. And when he came, and he came to give them an idea, they said to him, come, how did you get to know about this thing? How do you get to know about it? That's how God works. When you don't do anything with the little he has given to you, you take it and give it to another person. It's simple. Parable of the talent is clear. The guy that did nothing with it, he took it and gave someone. So God will give you an idea, no matter how little, and you don't do anything, it's gone. It will go. You give somebody else. Before you say Jack, somebody else is doing that thing. So you need to act on the things. And I've always said it to my wife or to people, my friends and everything. Until you act on the one that God has revealed to you, or Christ has revealed to you, He will not reveal another one to you. But when you act on it, you begin to see that more ideas. Why do you think that the wealthy keep becoming more wealthy? Why? Because the Bible says, to whom much is given, much is expected. So when you act on the one that God has given you, you begin to see that He reveal more to you because you are faithful in. Bible says, Jesus Christ says, if you are faithful in small, you'll be faithful in big. If you are not faithful in another man's own, who will give you your own? That's why when people work in somebody's job, They just come, they'll be on their phone, press. They're supposed to be diligent on their job. They don't do anything. Pressing phone, do all manner of stuff. They come, they don't care. They don't talk to the customers anyhow. They don't take care of their duties. You will never get your own. That is the word of Christ. Go and look at it. It's in your Bible. You come to ministries or office, and just you expect you to greet them and all those things. You will never get your own. That's why people stay there 15 years, 20 years. They are working for in the same organization without progress because they don't take that thing like their own, or they don't take it serious. They remain there. Talking with a friend reminded me of one of the things that today, one of the things that Robert K. Osaka always says, say mind your business. It's not mind your business like in the sense where we say like shut up and just focus on just mind your no. In that work where you are, there's a business for you there. There's a business for you there. Your ability to see it. I remember a lady that I had a conversation with. I said that where do you work? She works in a crash. I said, when you're there, open your eyes. That's minding your business. Yeah, open your eyes. You're thinking, you're saying, how can I replicate this kind of business and own it? That's minding your business. You work somewhere in a consulting firm. How can you replicate the same thing? That's minding your own business. How can you give acute attention to that thing so that you can replicate the same? I hope that we're learning a thing or two. Some people like to keep onto unhealthy or draining relationships, friendship and partnerships, or friends that family ties that what deplete energy. Not me. I don't have friend though. My friend is my wife. Every other person you see, out of respect, I call them friend. But to me, my maddest man is my wife. We can talk from night to morning and morning to night. We're having conversations, ideas, and everything. Every other person, without due respect to you, watching. Our friends, yes, but not. You can't compare it to the relationship I have with my wife. So I don't have time to have someone in my life that will be draining my relationship. No. I don't waste time. I get rid of you more because this brain, I always say to teenagers, this brain of a man, no respect to women, I see this brain as a production facility. At any aspect of the production line that has an error, the software will trigger it and it will stop the whole production line. And until the engineers come and detect the fault where it is and solve it, the whole production line will not work. So imagine having an unhealthy relationship or draining relationship as part of it. The production line is not going to work. The whole production, from beginning of the place to the finished product, is not going to produce. I'm wise enough to know that. So check your friendship, 2026. Check your partnerships. A friend of mine, one of my mentees called me and said to me, "Oh, there's this business. We're thinking of me going in." I said to him, "You need to be careful because joint ventures or partnership is just like marriage. Be mindful of who you want to get into bed. Be mindful of who you do business with. You need to check the person well. If the person is going to give you a hassle or this thing, or not going to give, you need to cut off better. Very, very important. Some people like comfort zone. They refuse to step out into new opportunities. They stay there, the same thing, same day, same thing. Just like in the Bible, you see the guy, the man at the pool of Bethesda, I think so, that stayed there for years. Whenever the angel comes to stir the water, he will just sit down there. By the time he's busy doing like this, people have come, maybe from wherever come, they jump into the pool. And whoever jumps into the pool gets the miracle and go away. My bishop says if it's the one that he use a bucket or something and stand on top of the pool and water and wait. Once the pool instead, you just touch his leg. First person. Bible says the violent take it by force. So why you so relax? Bible says, woe to them that are at ease in Zion. You are relaxed. My father always said to me, in this life, you are never served. Never served. You have to go and take it. You are never served. Life is not a buffet. Just go and sorry, not buffet, a la carte, like you come, you do everything and serve it to you. No, that's not how life is. You have to go and take it. I always say that to my children too. So if you like, sit down there and be waiting for the perfect time. The Bible talks about it. Oh, the sluggard, you turn left, you turn right on his bed. He's waiting to know when the weather is good, when he's going to take action. They say it's a little slumber, a little sleep. So poverty will come. No matter the resources you have. If you are one that likes comfort zone, that money is going to deplete. It could be depleted by losing a job. It could deplete by when you lose the job. Somebody once said that how well do you are? What shows how well you are is your ability. Which I think someone I interviewed on one of my podcasts. Say your ability, how well you are shows what you call rich is someone is how rich someone is that the ability of that person to what's the word, to dwell on their savings. How long can your savings take you? Your savings can take you for 6 months. You're sick. That's how well do you are. Your savings can take you for 1 year. That's how well do you are. These are conversations we need to tell ourselves. So wake up, arise them that sleepeth. That's what the Bible says. Arise, awake them that sleepeth. So you need to wake up, guys. Old beliefs and mindset, we talked about it. Fear. People are afraid. Self-doubt, past belief. Hey, Onyekwelu, why are you investing money in Nigeria? You're investing money in Nigeria? Hey, do you know this one? They just kidnapped in that place. They just did this one in that one. My guys, you need to come to the same Nigeria. The plane that I used to go to Nigeria, I'm not exaggerating, almost 25% of the people there were supposedly Caucasians inside that plane, going to the same Nigeria. And some people, their family members said to them, don't come back, don't come back. When you're sending money to them, don't come back. When you come into the same Nigeria, some of my peers or people that I met, we're talking about young money. We're not talking about old people's money like my father them, their age. No. I'm talking about people in their billionaires below 50. You understand me? Below 50. These are people that can live a good life in any part of the world they find themselves in, and in that country that you're afraid of. The one that Donald Trump wants to go and bomb. My lecturer always said, don't forget it. Say, wherever there's problem, that's where the money is. What do we exist for? It's not to solve problem. What is Dangote doing? It's not to solve problem. So that's a conversation for a different day. We can have it on. So why are you investing there? Why are you investing there? This one, that one. Don't worry. If you want to know why I'm investing there, come and pay for mentorship, and I can guide you and show you what's going on. Some people, I'm going to take this quickly. Grudges. We'll talk about self-doubt, past failures. Some people are too afraid. I've talked about that. Too scared. They can't even venture anything. You never start until you are ready to fall. You never start. If you are never ready to, a child that is not ready to fall will never learn how to ride a bicycle. You understand me? You never learn how to ride a bicycle. So you need to take away that thing and put it in the bin and let the best in you come out. Some people doubt themselves. How can you know how good you are? Until you start something. You start improving on that thing. You're correct, sir. The brain, a man is supposed to be a production center. Thank you very much. Remember, thank you very much. Yeah. So, another thing again is that grudges and sentiments, holding on to past hurt. Somebody told me that someone is angry with me for what I did to them 2007. Hey, what? Someone remind me, please. What year are we in? 2026, 2007. That's nearly 27 years ago. Next year, make it 27 years. Person still angry what I did 27 years ago. Am I correct? 20 years ago, sorry. Next year, make it 20 years. 20 years. Somebody called me on the phone and said to me, oh, you also apologize. I said to you, no problem, I'll forgive you. He said, what's going on? I said, no need. Because as I talk about so it be, the reason is that I don't have time. When I say to people I don't have time, I don't have time. The reason, I'm not bragging or trying to be sound, so no. I don't have the time because my head, my mind is the engine room of my success. So to come and be carrying baggages of unforgiveness will not allow me progress. So if you like, hold somebody and not your mind is your business. You are doing yourself. You understand me? Well, when people are using their own to do great things, you're using it to hold on to people. Are you sucker? Pleasing people. Some people like to be a people pleaser. Some people like a lot of clutter and disorganization. Some people like toxic media consumption. Some people like to watch it. Bilod and what they call it, and Very Dark Man, Iniedo, and this one, Leo Doche's son, and that one, Monica Lewinsky and Bill Gates, Kim Kardashian, and all this. I don't do those kind of things. I don't do that. Once in a while, if I just sit and say, what's this guy talking about? But I entertain myself minimally. If I thought you see me play music or something, because it's to keep me going because I'm driving, you know. So it's important that we ask ourselves, You know, some people neglect self-care. They refuse to rest, exercise, or invest in personal growth. So the greatest takeaway from this is that any load that drains energy, distracts focus, or blocks growth must be intentionally shared. You can't launch higher while carrying weights that no longer serve your purpose. It's very important that we bear that in mind. I hope that we're learning a thing or two or making the most of this conversation or the points that you're hearing. So why people don't shed weights? I've talked about it. I've talked a lot about it. Fear of change, attachment, habits. Like somebody has got you to things, misplaced identity, short-term comfort. A lot of people like the thing. Oh, this guy offend me. He offend me. Oh no. Some people like it. Long-term gain. You know, letting go is painful. Growth is it delays. So it's important to bear it in mind. People often see the weight, but they just hold. They like it. They like it until the cost of holding it becomes greater. You see that you know you're harder. You ought to move forward in life. You just I just want to go about things where I used to do it before. You're never going to make no progress. If Peter did not put his leg out in that water, you would have known that somebody can walk on water. You understand? If you don't venture, you never know. So next week we're going to talking about no gods, no glory. You understand? I hope we're going to learn from that. So what things we're talking about, we're going to expand on it more there. So yeah, that's it. Why people must shed weight? Why? To unlock their potentials, achieve, focus, reach goals faster, create space for new opportunities, increase energy and resilience. You know, they need to, one of the reason is what? To prevent burnout. So when you see them, they are too exhausted, carrying unnecessary loads, draining mentality. It's all over their face, all over their body, emotional and physical energy. Energy they're supposed to use and create opportunities and businesses or things. They're using it in the wrong place. There's some places where I want to get to in life. I don't know how to explain to you guys. I don't know how to open my mind and talk to I wish there's a way God can do it that I can connect my brain to a screen and you guys can see where the things that God has revealed to me and where one is going to get to in life. It's not brag. You understand me? And some people say, oh, because you're a father. No. I saw in the Bible, Deuteronomy, said, the Lord thy God will bless thee 1,000 times more than your fathers. So where we're going to, we're going to be 1,000 times more than the generation before us. And my children, my son and my children, they're going to be 1,000 times more than my own generation, me and my wife. The next is going to be 1,000 times more. We're not talking about some. You guys need to understand this thing. You know, I don't have to make you get it. So carrying unnecessary mental drain, emotional energy is put it in the wrong direction. So we need to. Another thing is that people, why you must share this thing is that you to avoid making repeated mistakes, old habits. You know, this is 2026. Analyze yourself. How is it 2025? What do we need to stop to keep repeating itself this year? What's that thing? What do we need to let go so we don't repeat the same thing? And before 2026 ends, now you say, hey, what have I achieved this year? No. What are those things? Is it wrong friends? Is it going to the wrong place? Is it from work you're always going to hang out? Could it be that you are always on your phone, putting too much hours? How many books do you read in a week or in a month? Could it be that you watch a lot of TV too much? You watch series 1, series 2, series 3, series 4, series 5, series 6. Could it be that every time you're always in a party? What is that thing that we need to do this year to make it a lot better? So we need to work. Another thing why we must do this, we must let go, is that increase adaptability. Letting go allows you to pivot when circumstances change. You need to increase your adaptability, your ability to make progress, your ability. I don't have to explain some of these things, they're all in my head. I'm looking for the right words to make you understand this thing. So another thing is strengthening leadership and influence. Others respond better when you are uncluttered and decisive. When it's easier for you to communicate the vision, your workers or people that work with you, your children and everything, they respond better. So it's important that we take away, let go some things, so that those that you are leading, those that you are influencing, they can relate with you. A teenager came and met me today. Said, Uncle, I'm decided to work with this church. I said, why? I said, because of you. I'm like, wow, really? He has gone to university, done university, come back, and came back to this church itself. And I really, oh wow, see, because I'm one always telling him to come back, to come back. And these are the reasons why he's coming back. And like to God be the glory. So if you unclutter, unbundle yourself, it's easier for people to respond to you. Those that are your influence and those are you. The next thing is what? Enhancing creativity and innovation. A lighter mind opens space for fresh ideas. Oh, guys, this my mind is an engine room. You see the things that are in here. I don't anything that will make me become dogmatic or make me become stale, I take it away. One of the things that make me travel is to create, to put a what's it called? To make this mind consistently be creative at all time, because that is the order of God. Bible says, let us make man in our own image, in our own likeness, in our own, let they be like me. And the God we serve is a creator, a creative God. Look at the birds. Look at the flamingo. Look at the color. Look at the turkey. Look at the color. Look at the sky. Look at the stones. It shows you that God is artistic. The guy that gave me the house we used for one of the properties, he called me when he saw the property. He was like, "Wow, really? How did you guys do this thing?" I said, "My wife and I are the ones that designed it." You know, that's the creativity. When you unbundle things, when you let go, your mind is very creative. Your mind is very sharp. Your mind is very innovative. So you need to let go. Also to protect relationships, toxic patterns or stress, harm connections. Your relationship. When you let go, you relate to your children, your spouse, your siblings, your cousins, you live better with them. The next thing, what? To maximize what? Resources, time, money, attention are finite. Shedding allows smarter allocation. When you do that, you know, okay, it's not everybody you will help. Not everybody you help. Not everybody you help. So I used to say to my dad, people will always find a way to survive. You need to analyze who needs help at time. When you feel the need to always do for people. So another reason why we must shed with that we align with long-term vision. What comfortable may block your higher purpose or goals. What's that thing? Comfort. Being comfortable will do that. So shedding is not an option. It's strategic empowerment and essential for growth, productivity, and fulfillment. So as we wrap up, I've talked a lot, and some of the things I've repeated. So I'm going to say that not all weight is visible. Not all weight is visible. So guys, it will be foolish of me to tell you that you can do all this thing in your power. There's a lot of spiritual things. Whether you agree, you don't agree. There's power. And there's power past power. And the name of Jesus Christ is a name that at the mention of that name, every knee bows. So you're a businessman and you're not loaded spiritually. People that have what they call voodoo, black magic, they'll deal with you as a businessman. In the realm of the spirit, they see, they know your level. So if you like, say it's only for pastors. Don't load yourself. Don't be prayerful. Don't be a man of the word. They will deal with you. When you walk on the streets, when you're driving, I've told you guys about the accident I had. We all came. We had this accident. Our driver said he saw herd of cows on the road. The guy behind us stopped, said he saw the herd of cow. We looked after I've hit the tree, and the car stopped. We looked to our left, almost 500 meters, we would not see any cow. Large expanse of land. We looked to our right, same thing, no cow. Where is the cow? If the guy at the back had not said he saw the cow, we would say that our driver was either drunk or doesn't know what to say. So to tell you that this world is spiritual, if you are not loaded and you're not spiritualized, some weights will be there. Some weights are what? They're also emotional, mental, and I talked about spiritually. So we often carry unknown, calling them unknowingly. Organizing them is the first step to release. So I don't want to just delve into spirituality or things that are going on. It's important that we know if we have something that seems spiritual, we need to tackle it. You need to either increase your prayer life, you need to increase your what. You don't read the Bible, you read the Bible once on Sunday. You are a danger, you are a ticking time waiting to explode. The devil will show you pepper. He will deal with you. Send angels, send demons that are like petty demons. They will be dealing with you, dealing with your business, dealing with everything. I spiritualize everything, guys. charity. So letting go is strategic, not weakness. Releasing what no longer serves you is an act of wisdom, not defeat. It's positioning yourself for growth. So next thing you want to bear in mind that time matters. Shedding too early or too late can be costly. God often allows you to hold a load until the right time to release it. So it's understanding that it's time to let go of this friend. It's time to let go. There's someone that I came across, without due respect to him, and we did a little business transaction. He didn't see the need that I should get a commission of a thing. I say, how go take feed my family if you don't see need, that talking about my tribe, and this is what Igbo people do. They always like to doing Osafia, like getting commission and all that and all that. I said, no problem. I was going to my back. I was trying to talk me to the client, talk me down to the client. I want to take over the client's job from the where the client is getting it and everything, XYZ, and all that and all that and all that. So I looked at myself. I said, this is not a good relationship to have, period. So the way I started a relationship, that's the same way I said, me don't do it again. I did not need to tell him, announce it. I just knew that this is not every relationship. So you need to cut off some relationships. You need to know that there's time to cut off from that relationship, cut off from that habit. You drink alcohol too much, and you're seeing that it's costing you, cut it off. Understand me? Cut it off. The Bible says, I don't forget that thing. That's why I don't drink at all. The Bible says that it's better to go to heaven with one eye than to go to hell with two eyes. It's better to go to heaven with one hand than to go to hell with two hands. So you need to check if that thing, whatever that thing is that's standing in the way of you achieving what God has ordained for you, cut it off. Bam, cut it off. No time for allowing it is crippling it. You are here, maybe your wife does not know, or your husband does not know. You have a boyfriend, you are sleeping with him, or cut it off. It's gonna kill your family, it's gonna kill the marriage, it's gonna kill. You're sending money to your loved ones, your husband does not know. You're doing things, saving money somewhere and doing things your spouse does not know. You need to stop those things. Trust is earned. You can't buy it in the market. So once you lose their trust, everything they'll be suspecting it. They'll suspect you. Carry your spouse along, carry your siblings along, like that. Next thing is what? Releasing, letting go creates opportunities. Every weight you shed often opens space for new skills, relationship ideas, and breakthrough. Growth can only happen if your hands are what? Empty. If your hands are full, growth can happen. I hope that we're making the most of everything I've shared, and I've said a lot. Please share this page. Comment your biggest takeaways. You can, if you want me to have a conversation with me, just look at the link in my bio. You can have that conversation with me. 10 minutes free. I'll have that call. If you want look at the link in my bio, you can see my free book, my free ebook, the paid one. You can join our network. And yeah, remember that this is sponsored by the Hey You Love Family Podcast and these 6 tenants. So do want to check them out. Becca, thank you very much. IRCNEVIDs. God bless you all. Thank you very much. Thank you, Londana. Thank you, as many of you that are on TikTok. So anyone that wants to say anything else, otherwise, we just call this a day. A lot has been shared, and I hope that you guys have learned a thing or two. So yes, yeah, we need to let go. Like I mentioned, we need to let go. Someone says here, what of marriage? Okay. What of marriage and spouse that has become toxic, unequally yoked, is affecting spiritual, mentally, and emotional states of all? Trying to understand your question. Jeremiah says, great one, bro, thank you. What of marriages, spouse that has become toxic? First things first, Bible says, I hate divorce. You understand? So, I hate divorce. That means, saying you want to get out of the marriage is not advisable. It's not God's desire. That's one. Secondly, except it becomes too violent, I want to believe that toxic you mean is a lot of verbal talk or against each other and all that. I believe that there's always a way around it. You need to seek counseling. You need to talk to people. That's why I say to people sometimes when you want to get married to someone and that person you want to get married to does not have respect for anybody, it's a problem, a big problem, big problem. Because sometimes you might need someone to call that person to order. It could be that the person wants to spend some kind of money and you need somebody to call it attention. Don't spend this money, it's going to affect our family finances. And you can call somebody and say, he's about to do this, you want to do this, can you talk to him? Somebody that he will listen to. So I don't know what your situation is, so I can't really share what it is, but a toxic relationship always has a way to untoxic, to make it untoxic. The reason is that once upon a time, it was all lovey-dovey. Everybody was excited, everyone was happy. Along the line, there are certain things that you guys are not taking note of. The Bible calls it little foxes that spoil the vine. Those things that you're not taking note of. So little things. If we begin to analyze it, little things I don't know if you how many of you that saw the video of the couple that the lady almost used a knife to stab her husband in the name of because he packed her things away. And if you look at it, underlying is a house that was a problem. The guy wants to go to the house, the wife wants to go to the house. So it make them become more animals. The animosity grew amongst each other. So their overall goal, from what I could see, the video I can't really judge them, was that house. I don't know whether it was a movie or the acting it, but it looked to me real because whatever it is, whether it's real or movie, they need to explain to the government because a child was involved and a knife was involved. And it looked like something that the guy was recording to keep an evidence himself. So what am I trying to say? That for something to be toxic, a lot of things have gone on. A lot of things have gone on. So those things were not addressed and they piled up and piled up and piled up. And they got to where you are. So I believe that there's still hope. I believe that there's still hope. I believe that there's still a way to unbundle those things. So it cannot, what else to say? An unequal yoke is affecting. Yes, the Bible says that if you, these are things that you need to check. That's why it's important that before someone marries, it's not just that somebody goes to church and everything. You check the person's character. Does the person have the kind of fruits you desire? Just like I said, by their fruits you know them. By their fruits you know them. The person have that kind of fruits. How does the person behave when they're angry? X, Y, Z, and X, Y, Z. So these are things that ought to be checked before marriage. So when you're married, there's no room to divorce a person. Bible says that if you marry an ungodly person, by your godly actions, the person can begin to change. Vice versa, a woman is not godly, but the husband is. It says by the husband's godly action, the woman will begin to change. So there are a lot of things we need to unbundle in our life, spiritually, mentally, and be prayerful. If you have read the book, if you've not read it, I recommend it for you. Power of a Praying Wife. I don't know if you're a woman or a man. Or I think there's also, I don't know if there's Power of a Praying Husband. You need to read that book. I think that lady's husband was a drunkard and a smoking for over 20 years. And all she did was she kept praying and kept praying and kept praying and kept praying. I think about 20 or over 10 years, kept praying. So you will learn a lot from that book. Highly recommended. Power of Praying. I think Power of a Prayer is, it says Power of a Praying Wife, but I still read it because I'm not a woman, yes, but I still read it because I want to know what it takes to be a woman that prays. So I hope that is helpful to you. IRCNEVIDS. God bless you. Thank you for your questions. Keep them coming. Thank you, Jeremiah. Lovely. Love the topic. Yeah. Thank you. Thanks for the support, Jeremiah. Yeah. Menchi, how you doing? What are your thoughts? You want to say something? The time is fast spent.
Thank you. Good evening, sir.
God bless you. Go ahead.
Thank you. For my own understanding, I thank you so much for today's topic. I learned a lot because there's an issue I have one certain time, which you talk about it today. Being the delay, like hoping that the perfect time is not here yet. But after listening to you, I think I've been motivated to, and no matter how small it is, move on. Immediately use that speed. The spirit of that speed that come that moment, use it and get something. Definitely the answer will be like the answer the person needed will come. Thank you so much, sir. I really appreciate this your program or this our program, the one that have been volunteer yourself to teach on. May God give you more wisdom, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Your contributions are very much appreciated. Okay, thank you, Chabos. Thank you. Your contributions are very much appreciated. Yeah, thank you. Your contributions are very much appreciated. One of the things that the Bible talks about is understanding times and seasons, making the most of them. We're going to discuss it at some point. Time is the only, Bishop Odebo always says, time is the only resource that remains the same way, holds the same value across the world. In China, it is 24 hours. In Tibet, it's 24 hours. In Vancouver, it's 24 hours. In Trinidad and Tobago, it's 24 hours. In Kenya, it's 24 hours. In Johannesburg, it's 24 hours. It's not 24 hours and 25 hours in Seoul, or it is not 26 hours in Osaka. It's not 27 hours in Vietnam. It's not 22 hours in Texas. No, it is 24 hours. If we have the understanding that time is money, you make the most of it. And I think my business gives me a lot of it. I'm sorry to say, people that work for people, I'm really sorry. Sometimes some people that work for people don't value time. All they know is that, they're looking, as they're working, they're looking, when am I going to close? When am I going to close? Oh, when you start doing business, you know that every day matters. Because every day is an opportunity. When you start doing business, you say, oh, wow, I'm not paying my rent for this year. Not rent like business, your shop rent or your business place or something. You value time more. Value time more as a businessman. You know that, I'm going to pay my workers in another four weeks. What am I going to do? How do we get this money? That's how my brain is ticking. That's how my brain ticks. This business, I've done it for 1 year. It's not yielded the income I need. What's happening? How do we exit from this business? What do we do? Sorry. Sorry, guys. So time, like Manchi just shared, is very important. So instead of you dilly-dallying, holding on to what is not giving you progress, know that, shed the load like the rocket so you can launch higher and achieve things in life. So I hope that we're able to learn a thing or two. And thank you for always joining. God bless you guys exceedingly. I appreciate you. And I always appreciate, don't take it for granted. You could be anywhere across the world. God bless you. Thank you for the growth as well. Just want to say a big thank you to my personal assistant, Venus. I want to say a big thank you to my social media manager, Dami. God bless you guys for what you do. And to my amazing wife, God bless you. Remember, it says, marriage is more than a serious business, and it must be taken seriously from the one. I want to believe he said from the beginning. Yeah, God bless you. I'll take it again. Marriage is more than a serious business, and it must be taken seriously from the. I want to believe he said from the first time or from the start. Yeah, thank you very much, guys. Thank you, Valmo, and thank you everyone who said. So yeah, thank you to my wife, amazing, awesome. She always take care of children while I'm doing this. Thank you to all my mentors. Thank you to all my colleagues at church, my colleagues in business. Thank you to all my partners, to all people that I work with. Mr. Caleb. So, as many of you know, if I start calling of you, they're here. We're not going to leave. Thank you, Vembe. Thank you to Jeremiah. Thank you to everyone that has shared a comment or two. God bless you all. Yeah. Biggest takeaways, please put them in the comment section. Biggest takeaways, put them in the comment section. Please share this. If you go to my YouTube page, you see all the videos. You can share them to people. If you know there's someone you want them to learn a thing or two, you don't want to talk to, just say, watch this video, it's going to help you. Share my video to them. They'll be a blessing. It's not for my own personal note. It's for the whole idea of doing all this is to be a blessing to people. So yeah, please click on share. And like I mentioned already, next week, same time, UK time, 7 p.m. And our topic is no gods, no glory. No gods, no glory. So we're going to having that conversation. So please, if you want to also have a conversation about your business, 10 minutes free, there's a link on my bio. Click on it to give you access to it. There you can find my free ebook. There you can find my paid ebook. If you want to join our community, you can see the QR code on the flyer. Just go to my channel and do that. So please remember that this live stream is sponsored by The Hair You Love. The Hair You Love, G610 Homes and Love and The Hair You Love. They sell premium wigs. You want to patronize them. This system homes, property investment in the UK, property investment in Nigeria, shortlist in the UK, shortlist in Nigeria. You want to patronize them, please. In Nigeria, we have in Abuja to be precise, we have one of our properties that's ready in Jabi. Amazing place. If you look at my bio, my page, you'll see. So send us a DM and you can come and stay in a lovely place in Abuja, city of Abuja. We have another place coming up in Guzape, Apo Guzape, very close. So yeah. Also have a hotel in Kaduna. Please feel free to send us a message, and we can take good care of you. If somebody send me a message about a hall, please remember, in case I forget, when send a message about a hall, if you can take 90 something persons. So after they send me a message, so I can send you that person, or I check what that person has replied me with their number or something like that, or send me a message privately, please, because I forget. So, Love Family Podcast. I always say it when I keep saying we'll not lose hope. Episodes coming out soon. So, yes, we're working on it. Episode coming out soon. So, yeah, guys, thank you for your time. As we wrap up, remember that the topic is load shedding, letting go to launch higher. So, and as I wrap up, recognize your loads, identify habits, mindsets, and relationships and commitments that drain your energy or block your growth. Identify them and take them off. Remember says if you allow too many things to go wrong in your marriage, it will negatively affect everything about you and your entire life. And it says, may God make it easy for those marriages facing challenges. Amen to that. And it's true. I think somebody once said that a good marriage is 50% success. If your marriage works, every other thing falls in place. So yes, I agree with what you said. Thank you for sharing that. God bless you. Second thing is understanding the cost of holding on. Carrying unnecessary weight slows your progress, clouds your focus, and delays your purpose. It's important that we bear that in mind. Intentionally let go. Load shedding is strategic. Release what no longer serves you to gain speed, like the rocket. Clarity and speed for new opportunities. And the last thing I would like to say as we wrap up, to end this is launch higher. When you shed wisely, you create momentum to rise faster, achieve your goals, and reach your next level. So as I'm talking to you right now, and I'm very sure there's so many things in your mind you need to let go. Relationships, you put a lot of time watching movies, you put a lot of time on frivolous things, you go to someone's house, you spend a lot of time, you do things that are not productive or adding towards where you're going to. Time to shed them so you can rise faster. Thank you very much, sir. Today is awesome. God bless you. Thank you very much, always commenting. Yeah, so remember that the whole idea behind why I'm doing what I'm doing is to stir up a dissatisfaction in your spirit man. A dissatisfaction in your spirit man. That's one. Two, to awaken the sleeping giants. Me and my father had this argument. Everyone is born with potentials. So there's potentials in you. The whole idea of this is to stir up, challenge you to wake up, because it's inside you. God has put it there already. If you do nothing with it, one of the topics we're going to discuss is called die empty. So if you do nothing with it, and if you die empty, if you don't die empty, sorry to say, I don't know where you're going to go to, but I'm sure you have an understanding where it looks like. I'm not going to dictate it for you. So the whole idea, that's what is, to stay dissatisfaction, not to be relaxed, not to be easy, not to be comfortable with failure, or not to be comfortable with just averageness. No, it's to stir up the giant in you, to awaken it. And if at the end of this session now, all the things I said for the past, how long have I been in this live stream? Nothing in you moved. You need to check yourself. Or better still, I used to say you need to go for deliverance. So, and I'm serious. Because of why, Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 7, I have seen servants on horses, while princes walk on ground like servants. That is not the right. People are in the wrong place. They're supposed to be on one of the horses, but they are the ones walking on the ground. God give us understanding to make the most of our time. So remember that the wise always invest. Remember, the wise always invest. Invest in ways to shed unneeded load so that you can go higher. So God bless you all. Udo, peace, and I'm out. See you next Sunday. Bye-bye. Thank you.